Welcome to the Financial Flow. Please like and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay up on our latest videos. Let me show you how to become financially independent and ensure that you never have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. Some of the world's most fascinating and successful people in the top 5% I feel, are a group you want to be a part of as well. First, let me clarify who is a member of this gang, and you should brace yourself for a surprise. I want you to imagine a line of 100 young men. All of them are 25 years old and have a bright future ahead of them. Each of them has the same opportunities as the others because they live in the richest country on the planet. Genuinely a land of abundance. Now, tell me what will happen to those 100 young guys by the time they reach the age of 65. In other words, let us fast forward 40 years. What do you believe will happen to these 100 men who began even at the age of 25? Isn't it fascinating? Here are the statistics. By the age of 65, 1 will be wealthy, 4 will be self-sufficient for the rest of their lives, 5 will be working, 36 will be deceased, and 54 will be dependent on others or an agency for assistance. So 5% make it in life, and this is the top 5%. It is needless to ask if you want to be the part of the top 5%. Of course you do, and perhaps you already are. Were you surprised to learn that only 5% of our staff make the cut financially? You should have been, because this is a significant charge. Consider this. Suppose you practice the piano 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year for 40 years. I'm sure you'd agree that you'd be an accomplished pianist if you practiced anything for 40 years. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, medical, law, selling, agriculture, teaching, carpentry, writing, anything. You can become an expert in anything in 40 years, right? Yes, of course. Well, the 54 men out of 100 who reached the age of 65 without having become financially independent in the richest country on the planet have worked in our economy for 40 years, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, and haven't figured out how to be financially independent for the remaining and certainly the best years of their lives. How is this even possible? Financial freedom is not a result of chance. Rather, it is the result of careful planning. How much do you think the average man earns in 40 years? According to current data, a man of even very average means should earn more than $200,000, which is 1/5 of $1,000,000. What happens to it all? While you're thinking about it, let me tell you what experts say. Only 5% make the cut because that's the group that doesn't conform. That's the gang that doesn't go along with the crowd. Today, let's take a quick look at the conformity and what it may mean. If we conform, that is, if we act like everyone else, we have a 95% chance of missing the boat as well. What makes people conform? Not long ago, in London, the famous Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Schweitzer, was asked, "Doctor, what's wrong with mankind today?" And I quote, "Men simply don't think." And there was the explanation. Men conform because it appears to be the easiest thing to do and because they have been conditioned to conform. They were told what to do from the time they were born and throughout school because they wanted to be liked and belong to the group. So they dressed, played, and acted like the other children. They didn't want to stand out because children can be nasty to those who are different. They spent at least 18 years learning to adapt to their group. Then came the service, when they were taught what to do and had to conform once more. For the first time, a guy is suddenly out of duty, out of education, and on his own. What is the most natural thing in the world to do now, right? It's to glance about to see what the other guys are up to, since we've always been taught what to do. So why should we start thinking for ourselves at the age of 25? So he gets a job and takes another look around to see how other guys are doing. Now, because it appears to be human nature to accomplish little more than is necessary in order to receive the weekly paycheck, he conformed. We know he has 40 years to excel at what he does. He has lots of time, but does he use it? Not if he follows the mob, and not unless he joins the top 5%. We don't stand a chance if we follow the crowd. Nothing in the world can stop us from succeeding if we think independently, act on our good ideas, and stick with them. Now, if you don't mind turning this record over, I'll teach you how to become financially independent. How to ensure that you never have to worry about an income again for the rest of your life. Let's take a step back and look at the larger picture calmly and critically. Since statistics show that just 5% of the population makes ends meet in a country where there is more than enough to go around, the remainder must be doing something wrong. What, according to renowned educators and experts, is wrong with most people today? They simply cannot think for themselves. They just do not consider life to be a complete entity with a beginning, middle, and end. So if we don't want to conform because doing so may cause us to miss the money boat, we must think now before it's too late. There are just two factors that can influence financial success. The first is the quantity of money we save, and the second is the amount of work we do for a living. Because only through conserving money can it be accumulated and put to work for us. You see, by systematically following the entire process step by step, we eliminate all confusion, doubt, and guessing, leaving us with two jobs that anyone can handle. The first is the labor we do for a living, and the second is the money we can save. Let's go through them in order. First and foremost, the job. Naturally, I have no idea what you do for a job or what your current circumstances are. However, more than 20 years of research has proven that no matter what your employment is right now, it holds the key to your future. Whether you work for someone else or for yourself, if you seek for it, there is more opportunity hidden in your daily work than you could develop in a lifetime. You are essentially working only for yourself. Every day you are constructing the house in which you and your family must dwell, and the materials and methods of construction you will use define its strength and your level of grandeur. Remember that everything you are doing for a living now has the potential for greatness if you only look for it until you find it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. The second factor that can ensure we are among the top 5% of people who achieve financial independence is the amount of money we save on a regular basis until we are financially independent. Men and women who find themselves financially independent at 65 did not unexpectedly inherit money on their 65th birthday. They planned it and then kept to it. Saving money is the only check you can write that is free of charge. Using a bricklayer to begin work on a major edifice. When he places the first brick, you think to yourself, wow, what a job. But then one day, you drive by and there it is, all finished. The first brick is still at the bottom, and all the remaining bricks are in their proper placements. None of others could have been placed if he hadn't laid the initial brick. Each brick, no matter how small, contributes significantly to the overall construction. The same is true for conserving money. Unless you save at least 10%, ideally more, of your earnings, you are making a huge mistake. Unless you give yourself at least 0.10 cents of every dollar you earn, you are robbing yourself of what could be the most beautiful years of your life. The latter years when you can do whatever you want. All of the things you've always wanted to do. You see, financial success has nothing to do with money earned, but simply with money saved. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Have a good one.